have started learning GIT block. And within this GI block, I will start with an overview of oral cavity. Now question is, why from oral cavity? We all know GI begins with my oral cavity, and then throughout we'll take the sequence of this learning when we'll be going through different parts of our GI tract. Let's begin with the orientation of this model. We are looking at a face, and on this face, on both the sides, what you can see the orbit, and there you can see the orbit containing the eyeball inside. This is our nose and the different cartilages who participate in making the nose. This is my oral cavity, and there is a muscle which surrounds all across my oral cavity, and this muscle is my orbicularis oris muscle. And inside this, you can see that there is a tongue which is easily visible to you. And then we can see the upper and the lower teeth. And we have to go inside, we have to look into all the things. At the bottom, this bone which is invisible to you, this is my mandible. The oral cavity is made for primarily the ingestion of food. And now, on the side of this model, I'm trying to show you some of the muscles which are connected to my oral cavity concepts. We have talked about this muscle who is arranged circumferentially around my oral cavity, and that was my orbicularis oris muscle. And then you can see here very clearly a muscle called buccinator. Now I'm showing you a muscle here which is called as the masseter. Masseter is one of the masticatory muscle, and there is another muscle which is temporalis, and this temporalis also belongs to the group of muscles which are used for mastication. Now what are we looking at? This bone is given a name of zygomatic process, and that is present on the lateral side of the skull, and you can see this muscle masseter is attached to my zygomatic bone, and distally it's going to my mandible. For learning more, we have to remove this masseter, and then we can see this temporalis where it's been attached on my mandible bone. Now the masseter has been removed. It was attached to this zygomatic bone and to this part of my mandible bone. Now look at this temporalis muscle. The fibers converge, they pass under this zygomatic arch, and they are going to be attached on a process of my mandible bone. Now if you pay attention, you can see the more detailed view of the buccinator muscle. For further, we have to open up this model to see now inside the oral cavity and its different divisions. So now, what are we looking at? The temporalis muscle has been removed. The masseter muscle has been removed. And now you can see very clearly the muscle called buccinator and orbicularis oris muscle. Now to have look inside the oral cavity, what I have done, I have opened up this model. And now I can show you my oral cavity. There is a roof and there is a floor. And you can see in the floor, we have the location of the tongue, and you can see the tooth has been arranged all across in the form of a U. And if you can see the top part, which is making the roof of my oral cavity, you can see the upper teeth, and then you can see the hard palate and the soft palate. If you pay attention, you are looking at part of the pharynx. Now let's look into the structures who are located in the floor of my, or the lower part of my oral cavity, and there you can see a very prominent structure, and that is my tongue. And you can see on both the sides, you can see very clearly these teeth. And then you can see this is my lower lip. Now my oral cavity is divided in two components. the area between my tooth anteriorly and my lips posteriorly. This part we call it as the vestibule. And the place where my tongue is located, that is called oral cavity proper. My oral cavity proper, it continues into the one part of the pharynx which is facing behind that, and that part is known as oropharynx. Now, tongue has been lifted. To have a better understanding of the oral cavity proper, within this tongue, you can see the undersurface of my tongue and the structures associated to my tongue that I will be covering later part. Now you are looking at the roof part of my oral cavity, and there you can see this is my hard palate, and this structure which is at the base, this structure is my soft palate, and you can see the organization of the tooth within my upper arch, and these are my maxillary tooth. The teeth which are present in the lower part of my oral cavity, as they are connected to the mandible bone, that's why they are called as the mandibular teeth, and these are my maxillary teeth, and they have different names, and these teeth have different function. Each tooth is a separate unit and is designed for a particular type of a job. Now if you pay attention, previously I talked about these palatine tonsils. So you can see their location in the palatine tonsil, and this part of my soft palate which is visible to you, we call it musculus uvulae. Now just have a look. We talked about the muscles of mastication, and we have discussed about this muscle which was attached to the outer surface of this bone, and that is my mandible, and this part of the mandible is called the ramus of the mandible, and this muscle was the masseter muscle, and this was attached on its outer surface of my ramus part of the mandible. Now you can see towards its inner side there is another muscle of mastication, and this muscle is my medial pterygoid muscle. We have another muscle, that is my lateral pterygoid muscle, but probably I cannot show you at the moment. Now we are looking at a detailed view of my oral cavity proper after the removal of the tongue. Let's identify the structure. But we can see here, these are my epiglottis. These epiglottis belongs to my laryngopharynx. And then if you can focus on the lateral wall, there you can see a raised area on both the sides. So this is my palatine tonsil. And if you pay attention, you can see something is being visible at the bottom, and for that we need to zoom in. Now I want you to pay attention to a structure which is visible in the side. That I'm pointing at sublingual salivary gland. And within our oral cavity, we have major and minor salivary gland. And right now you're looking at one of the major salivary gland, and this one is my sublingual salivary gland. The word sublingual says it is below the lingua, and lingua is my tongue. And if you can see these dots are nothing, and they are seen on both the sides. These are the numerous openings through which my sublingual salivary gland pours its secretion within the floor of my oral cavity. If you pay attention, you can see another tube-like structure which is different in color, and this tube-like structure is bringing saliva from another salivary gland, and that salivary gland is not visible in this view, and that salivary gland is my submandibular salivary gland. Now we are looking at the tongue, which is placed in its location, and we can see the area which is behind my tongue. And this area is famous with the name of the root of the tongue. And if you pay attention, can you see a V-like structure here? And this place where these limbs join, that area is famous with the name of foramen cecum. And in front of this V, can you see these rounded raised areas? These are my circumvallate papillae. And there you can see on the sides, you're looking at the palatine tonsils. These are my medial pterygoid muscles. And if you pay attention, inside this, you are looking at this raised area structure. This is my epiglottis. Now we are looking at the same model, but from a posterior view. First, let's have an orientation. This is my ramus part of the mandible, and there you can see the angle of my mandible on both the sides. And there you can see this muscle which is going upwards, that muscle on both the sides. This muscle is my medial pterygoid muscle. And you can also see the masseter muscle. And in between, the ramus part of my mandible. Now if you come in between, you can see this muscular tube. But it's not a muscular tube, it's a fibromuscular tube. And this tube is an ultimate pathway. We call it pharynx. My airway and my foodway both opens into this tube. And food and air, they are going to their final destiny. Food has to go through this pharynx into my esophagus. And the air has to go to my trachea, to my lungs. Now let's open up this tube, this fibromuscular tube, and let's try to see inside how the structures has been organized. Now we have removed the posterior wall of the pharynx, and there you can see. Let's identify the structure. Musculus uvuli, part of my soft palate, the root of the tongue, and then you can see the epiglottis. If you see this channel, this is leading to my airway, and this is where we are. We are just in my larynx. Larynx is a sound box. And then you can see this larynx, it's going down and it will continue as trachea. And this pharynx, like this part of the pharynx, which is behind my nasal cavity, we call it nasopharynx. The part of the pharynx which is located behind my oral cavity, we call it oropharynx. And the part of the pharynx which is located behind this opening, we call it laryngopharynx. Now, let's have look in this model. This is a sagittal view of a human head and neck. And there we can see the nasal cavity, the oral cavity proper, and the cavity of my larynx. Look at it. My nasal cavity posteriorly is connected to this tube. This tube is my pharynx all the way down. The part of my pharynx which is located behind my nasal cavity, we call this part as the nasopharynx. The part of my pharynx which is located behind my oral cavity, we call it oropharynx. And the part of my pharynx which is located behind my larynx, auritus to the larynx, that is called my laryngopharynx. And this pharynx continues down as esophagus, and larynx continues down as trachea. If you pay attention in the nasopharynx, what are the obvious visible structures there? Let's zoom in. So there you can see an opening. This is the opening of my auditory tube or Eustachian tube. This tube connects my nasopharynx with my middle ear cavity. And then you can see there is an lymphoid aggregation which is located in the posterior superior wall. This is my nasal tonsil. Now you can see my nasopharynx. When it's becoming oropharynx, there is a divider, and this divider is my soft palate. And this soft palate, the part which is being lowered down, which we have seen before, this part is called musculus uvuli. So we have seen about the nasopharynx part of my larynx. After that, look at, this is my tongue, and tongue is made up of intrinsic and extrinsic muscle. And there we can see there is another lymphoid aggregation, and that is my palatine tonsil. And this part of my pharynx, we call it oropharynx. And there you can see this is my epiglottis, and this is the opening of my larynx, and this part of my pharynx, which is just facing this opening of my larynx, we call it laryngopharynx. Now if you pay attention, look at it, my pharynx, it continues down as esophagus, and my larynx, it continues down as trachea.